Welcome to my tutorial on how to survive hardcore mode in Minecraft. And hardcore mode, if you're not familiar, is one of the hardest, obviously the hardest mode that Minecraft offers. There are some mods. I think there's an ultra hardcore, but you have to get that on a mod. So in this tutorial, we're going to talk about how to survive and to go a long time. I think this is actually a current world that I have, and I'm at the 30-hour mark, which is pretty good for me. I usually die early, several, it's usually not uncommon for me to die in the first couple hours. But this is, things are going well, and so I thought I would do a tutorial on how to get past, get to this point, get to 30, 50 hours. And I think my record's 70 hours. I think I got to 70 hours one time and I died. And the thing is, this is... it's not something expected that kills you in Minecraft. It's something unexpected that kills you. And that's the thing that always gets me. You may think you've got control of a situation and you really don't. So first things first, obviously you want to get immediately, and I mean immediately, because in Minecraft hardcore mode, the mobs are going to hit a lot harder. And you are basically, the other big thing is you can see here, if you look at my hunger level, I'm not regenerating any hearts. So you have to keep this at full, 100%, in order to start reviving. You can see I just regened my heart. So that's really the key. You got it. That's the first thing I wanted to say. You have to have a lot of food on you at all times. And I actually keep a backup food supply in an inactive slot, as you can see right here, just in case I run out of food. So you want to have, at least for me, 25 to 30 units of food. Good idea, because you're going to need a lot of it. Because like I said, your health does not regen at all in this game. If you have even one hunger level, if you're down one hunger level, you will not regen. And if you think about that and you're in a dangerous area or you get into a bind, you may well die because of that. So you have to keep a lot of food. But like I said, the first thing is to just get shelter. Don't waste any time. Simply, in fact, when I first come into a hardcore world, I will mine 30 blocks of dirt right away and set up a shelter, because that night will approach pretty quick. I mean, you can see right now I'm at the noon mark. It can come pretty quick. And if you're not inside in a hardcore mode, initially, you will die. So that's the very first tip. Build a shelter, a temporary shelter. Don't worry how it looks. Stop worrying about aesthetics. And that's the other tip I want to give. Do not worry about aesthetics in hardcore mode. That's not what this is about. You want aesthetics, go play normal survival, because you only get one life. You do not get 9 lives in this game. You get one life and then that's it. You lose everything. So you have to be really, really careful. And one thing is, I've played this mode so many times now, and usually, when you die in normal survival, you kind of forget about how you died. But in hardcore, when you lose everything that you built, you tend to remember how you died. So that's why I'm doing this tutorial. I can tell you about some of the crazy things that I've done that have killed me. So again, first thing, build a dirt shelter quickly. Don't even worry about getting, cobblestone. Get a dirt shelter. Then you can go out and do some of the other things. You got to get the wood. You got to get a sword, and you have to get, the normal things, a pick, those type of things, and start getting coal. Those are the normal things you're going to do. But first things first, get that shelter. That is critical. Then get food. Get a sword and go get some food. Find some pigs, get that food, and then if you can, get some coal. That's the other thing, because you can cook that food. Or you just use wood. I mean, if you need to build a furnace, you can just use the wood too. If you can't find coal, get wood. But again, those are the things you need right away. A sword, some food, a furnace, and a dirt shelter, and you're going to survive. There's a very good chance you'll survive. You can easily get all of that. I've never had a time where I haven't been able to get that. Usually what happens is I get distracted. Don't get distracted. That's the other thing. It's the other tip I want to give. Minecraft hardcore is really about focus. You need to focus and pre-plan. There's a lot more planning. Like, you want to think about where you're going and what you're doing. Whereas in survival mode, you get another life. You can endlessly die and you'll respawn. But in this mode, no. You have to think about where you're going, plan it out, what supplies you'll need. That's the other thing I wanted to say. You need to think about, like, if you're going to go If I was going to go in the nether, what do I need for the nether? I'll actually have a checklist in my mind, what I need to take before I go in there. Because you know how that goes. You in Minecraft, you can go somewhere and all of a sudden you're out of supplies, and that means you might die. Okay, so the other thing is, one of the things about building your first home is really key. Getting that up and getting situated in there. So the temporary shelter is not going to protect you. You need, I mean, it'll be good for a couple nights, but eventually you're going to have to work on getting a main base. Now, there's two ways to do this. And actually, in this world, I liked it over here. And this actually was probably a mistake. You really should build your first big home out in the open. I shouldn't have built it by those cliffs. That was a mistake. And actually, I almost got killed a couple times. So that's not a great example. So like I said, normally what you want to do is you want to put these out in the open because you can see everything that's coming. In fact, this would have been a much more advantageous place. And so that's my first tip. Build it out in the open. Don't build it near these cliffs. You're asking for it. The reason is, like I said, you have really good vantage points. If I built a small house here, I can see everything from all directions. So if you're doing it right, you should do that. Now, that being said, once you get your house built, you want to get a roof on as quickly as possible. In fact, that's something that's important. More than anything, don't leave. I used to build these houses in Minecraft Hardcore, and I would build like a nice terrace, and it would be really nice, and then something would drop in like a creeper, and I would get killed. So while those terraces look really nice in creative mode or normal survival mode, you can see I didn't put any here because that's dangerous. You know, a creeper, I literally had this happen one time. I had a terrace, something similar to this, and something dropped down, a creeper dropped down, blew me up, and I was dead, and I lost everything. So that's really important. Don't have a roof. In fact, if we go in here, you can see I've got a complete roof over this entire place. And so far, I've been playing this now for 30 hours, and I haven't had a single mob in here, not one. I've actually spawned right outside that windows, these glass windows, but everything's enclosed. And most of the stuff I need to get to. So now I don't have to go on sugarcane runs. Build your farms, enclose them. That's the key. I built a wheat farm, it's enclosed. So there's no risk. You wouldn't think about it, but even in the daytime could be dangerous. There can be a creeper right around a tree, or maybe two, you step past that tree and they blow you up, you're dead. There's so many random ways to die. So you're really mitigating. Think about that. You're really mitigating the chances that you have to die. And there's almost no chance. I've had this for quite a while now, I think for 20 hours gameplay, and there's been nothing spawned. I don't have to go to lakes to get my, or rivers to get my sugarcane, and my wheat, it's all available right here. So as much stuff as you can enclose, the better chance you have of surviving. That's the key. Also, I keep my mine directly connected to this house. That goes without saying. So I don't have to run to my mine. So you're mitigating the chances that you have of dying. If I leave a little hole, I put this glass in intentionally. There's a little hole here. I just filled it in with glass, so nothing can come in here. And so far, I haven't had a single mob pop in here at all. So this is very safe. I could probably survive another 100 hours here. That being said, it is dangerous to go out at night. That's the other, and you can see nighttime's coming. However, there are going to be times when you go out at night, and you can see I have just placed a zillion torches around here. That's the other tip I want to give. You basically want to have as many torches. That's the thing, that's the other point. I'm actually thinking of points as I play this. Do not be cheap in hardcore mode. That's a huge tip, actually, and I've been killed because I got cheap. Don't be cheap. You want to put down that extra torch? Put it down. Because guess what? I'm going to have few mobs pop here. I mean, I get some still, believe it or not. I've walked around here. There'll be some. In fact, here's a little dark area. I'm going to put one down. Just to eliminate the possibility of mob spawning, because you can get killed. You do not, and that's the other thing. So, okay, now, you do not want to fight in hardcore mode. Avoid fighting if possible. Fighting gets you killed. If you think about it, again, it's all about the law of averages. So if you let's say you get into 100 fights, there's a chance you might go 100, no, but there's also You're dealing with the law of averages here. It all becomes a percentage game. There's probably a 1% chance eventually you'll get it. You'll die. Something random will happen. Another mob will show up. You might be low on health. Something's going to happen, or you back up into some lava. Something's going to kill you. So if you avoid fights, you will survive a lot longer. In fact, I run from fights when possible. I run all the time. If I don't have to fight, I just run away. It's not even worth it. In fact, there's been a couple times where mobs came down here and I run into my house. Now, there may come a time though when you can't run and it happens. You're cornered. And I can't tell you how important it is to get a dog. Dogs are your best friend. You can see I named him Tough Guy. I've actually used Tough Guy several times now where I got into a bind. I had some of those little turbo zombies chasing me and I couldn't get rid of them, couldn't shake them. And I just activate him and he took care of them, at least distracts them, and then I get to kill them. So in fact, I want to get like 3 or 4 more dogs. I want to get like 30 dogs here. So I can just, if they chase me, they're going to be coming into their own little trap. And so it's a good ambush point. So keep him inside. I like to keep the dog actually right outside the house, not inside the house, right here, because I'm usually in trouble if I step out here. Like I said, no mobs really spawn in the house. Now, eventually I'd like to get a dog in there, but if it's your first dog, I would put him right outside of the house, right where he's at right now. And if you go watch my Minecraft Hardcore series, you'll see that I've actually used him a couple times and he's saved me. He's helped save me. He's especially helpful on the skeleton archers. He'll distract them because range stuff is the most dangerous. Obviously, range can get you. So you have to watch that. Okay, now that we've talked about that, and we've talked about putting torches down everywhere, and that's really the key. Wherever I go at night now, I basically will have torches everywhere. If I'm going to travel out, I never, ever travel out in the night unless there is a million torches out. So I can travel around here. It's pretty safe. I actually still see a zombie pop down once in a while. So you have to watch that. And that brings up another point. Sorry, I'm kind of just thinking of points as I go here. I will tell you that of all the hardcore games that I've played, usually, in fact, that's good. You can see there's mobs up here. And I want you to see that. So there was a spider, and I think that's an Enderman. But the cliffs are extremely dangerous. Mountains, cliffs. You get beneath these, you have to watch out. And I can't tell you, I probably died 15 to 20 times on a nice hardcore world I got going, and something drops down and kills you. And sometimes it's multiple mobs. So you have to watch these cliffs. You have to watch them. I actually try to stay away from them. But if you get right up to the side here, this is dangerous. Like this, I don't know what you would be doing over here, but if you go over the sides, watch it, because that's dangerous. They can drop down and they can kill you. So keep an eye. I can't tell you, that thing has gotten me so many times. I'll be like over here, everything's safe, and something will drop down and get me. So you got to be careful of those cliffs. That's why I built this roof really quickly on my house, because I knew something could drop in there and I would be dead. All right, let's talk about mining. Mining is perhaps one of the most dangerous activities you can do. It doesn't feel like it doesn't, you think you're down there and it's just you and you got one block width here and things are going fine, but mining is extremely dangerous. You have to watch it. So this is what you want to think about this is a good time to think about what's in your active slot. And in hardcore mode, these things can be lifesavers. What you have and what you don't have in your active slot can get you killed. And I will tell you, there's been some times where I didn't have something in my active slot and it got me killed. Perhaps the number one most important thing I already said was food. You got to have food in an active slot. If you don't have food in an active slot, you're really rolling the dice. I don't think there's a single point where I don't have food. The other one, big one, is sword. Yes, I have been killed where I didn't have a sword or a weapon in my active slot. I got attacked and I couldn't switch out in time. They were banging away. I was cornered. Next thing you know, you're dead. Always never take out your sword. And it's weird. You don't think about it, but you're doing a major construction project and, you want to get, multiple cobblestone in these slots and you're building away and you start switching out life-saving items. That is dangerous. So generally, I do not switch out life-saving items unless, I definitely do not switch out the food and sword. Those two at a minimum, I never switch out, and I don't like to switch out cobblestone blocks. Now that leads me into another thing. Always have some building blocks in your active slot. Never do that. That has also saved me several times. Like, I'm going back up here to show you, like, and in fact, if you go watch my hardcore series, there is a time when I'm first building this this base. I was right here and I got a little stuck. Something happened. I'm in trouble. There was an archer and I think a zombie. And I mean, I literally was just getting wailed on. And what happened was I decided to make a split-second decision. None of this was built out, so I ran. I think I ran over here. And I think you can still see the remnants. Yes, you can still see the remnants. It's still here. Good. And I built this temporary shelter, and I literally was down to like a heart. And I was able to just build this in time. They were chasing me. I got around here, built it, and it saved me. So that's why it's important to always have building blocks. If I had not had these building blocks, I would have had to keep running here, and he would have got me. He would have hit me with an arrow, and I would have been dead, and this whole world would no longer exist. So that's the key. That's another key. Okay, so let's go back down to the mine. I don't want to get too distracted. Let's go back down there. And what I want to show you is, like I said, mining is kind of relaxing. You're down here, you're got the music on maybe, and you're kind of just mining away, and you think everything's safe. No, I've been killed in mines, probably like you, many, many times. So you got to really watch it in mining. Very, very dangerous place, and you can get killed. We need mines to get diamonds and to do our adventuring. We definitely need mines. Now, the first one that goes without saying, and this seems obvious but not so obvious, I mean, don't hesitate to put as many torches. I mean, I light this place up. I don't even care. It's expensive, but I light it up. And usually by the time you're done mining, you have more coal than you started with. So, I mean, it evens itself out. But don't ever, even in like little, you can see here, I was coming down this direction. Even if I have like a little area where I went off here into an excursion, I probably found some diamonds here or gold or something. I light this place up, or I refill it. And that's the other thing. If you're not going to light it up, just refill it with cobble or something else. Don't leave dark areas open in your mind. You're gonna get mobs. You will get mobs. They will spawn, and one of them probably will eventually kill you because you'll be running down here and you'll think everything's safe, and it's not. So that's a big tip right there. Okay, second thing, and probably I've been killed most of the times I get killed in mines are by lava. Lava obviously is you're going to be gone pretty quick. You get hit by lava, you fall into it, or falls on you, you are going to die, especially in hardcore mode with the lack of regeneration, health regeneration. It's almost like an insta-kill. I mean, it is very, very dangerous, and I take it very seriously. So, but I do need lava. I use it to make obsidian. Usually what I do is, and actually this isn't exactly safe because I could walk into it, but a lot of times if I'm doing this right, and I should have done this right, I build a barrier over it. Just so, in fact, I'm doing this now, I'm going to do this now. You want to keep this thing enclosed, so there's no chance that you fall into this. Absolutely no chance. So if I find a lava, a lava lake, I usually, see, this is bad form already. I've been lazy. And this is what will get you killed, my own laziness. I mean, I should enclose this whole thing. I should have been doing it, I haven't. So I'm actually not following my own tips, and this probably will get me killed. But there's less chance of me now falling into there, putting a barrier. So that's one thing. Now the other thing is, usually though, you don't walk into it. It has happened before where I do, but that's less likely. The most likely way is, and these may seem obvious, but man, I've done it before. Never, absolutely never mine upwards. That is absolutely the most dangerous thing you can do mining. Because not only can lava kill you, I've been killed where a whole gravel bed fell on me. So again, you think about that, I always keep my diamond shovel as a result of that in an active slot, because that has actually saved me. I had a bunch of lava fall on me, and you can cut your way out of it really quickly. But if you don't have your diamond shovel, chances are you're going to suffocate and die. So just keep that in mind. It's never the impact that kills you, it's the fact that you suffocate. Okay, the other thing you got, like I said, never drill up because of lava and gravel and water. Actually, water can be lethal down here too. So, but mainly it's gravel and lava. Never go up. The other thing you don't want to do is drill. If you're gonna, when you start mining, always keep a couple blocks away Don't like get right up here and like just like stand right up here. I know that's like tempting to do, but I always stay 2 to 3 blocks away, because if you do hit some lava, you have a chance to get away and lay down a stone really quick, some cobble, and you're saved. So you never want to be right up there. That's dangerous. And then the other thing is I always keep, and I do this, I can't say always. Actually, I make a mistake not doing this. But if you really want to go to like 400 or 500 hours or whatever, go a long ways, always keep a water bucket in your active inventory. Because if you get hit by lava, you can actually die. And I'm getting hit here by something. Yes, a skeleton. So you can see there's a little open area, probably a dark area. And now this is the other thing. Like I said, if you want to not fight, I'm not going to fight that guy. I'm just going to run. There's no point. I might have to deal with him later, but I'm just going to run away. Not even bother with it. And that's the other thing. You know, I'm glad that happened, because you always want to have a way out in your mind. Always have a way to get out. You never want to get cornered. You never want to get cornered. You get cornered, you can die. So always have a retreat, a way to retreat. If you don't, you're asking for it. You really are asking for it. So always have a line of retreat. Never not have a line of retreat. That can kill you. So I had a line of retreat. I took it. I was able to get out of there without dying. I probably could have killed him. I will say, though, that sometimes I do fight in hardcore mode, and it is a risk. But if you want to go a long ways, a lot longer, I think my record, I forget. I think it is 100 hours or something. You want to go longer than that, don't fight. Just run. Don't be stupid like me and sit there and fight. Because that, like I said, that can get you killed. Now, the other thing is, I'm trying to find an example here of where I had a cave. So you will have points where you find caves. Like here I found a cave. Going up in caves or going down in caves is very dangerous. And this actually was not the right thing to do. So I'm showing you mistakes that I'm making. Now, I put torches down. That was good. But I should not have come up here. But it was tempting. I was looking for some things. Not a good idea. I'm actually breaking my own rules, because this has got me killed many times. If you run into a cave and you're mining, what I usually do, and I have done it in my hardcore series, I just box it up. I just box it up, right? Like this. In fact, I box it up completely so that nothing can drop down or come out of there and assault me. That way, there's no chance of a mob dropping down out of there. So, you know, if you make, that's the wise decision to make. Now, let's say you do run into a cave and you want to go down. Going up is much more dangerous than going down, in my opinion, because you go up. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think about this. They're both dangerous in their own way. But what you have to do is, if you're going to, let's say this was a cave, and it wasn't. I actually drilled, but you're going down here. Number one rule, make sure, like I talked about, a way to get out, make sure that this isn't 2 blocks high like it is right now, and you're stuck here now. You didn't pay attention to this. You don't see any mobs, but then something pops out and you're stuck. Always have a good line of retreat. Make sure you have actually like a staircase almost to get out of there if you have to. That way, there's no chance, you have a chance to get away. Like I said, line of retreat, big thing, big thing. So those are the main things. You want to make sure you have, when you're down in the mines, well, at all times you want a sword, but when you're down in the mines, have a sword, have a shovel, have a diamond pickaxe. You don't need an axe, obviously. Have a bucket of water, have some cobble, and some food. And there's a good chance you're going to be able to cover almost every scenario. That isn't a guarantee for survival, by no means. It's not a guarantee for survival, but there's a good chance you are going to, in fact, make it. And you can see now, it got a little dark here. I'm trying to throw up torches. And it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee that you'll get out of it, or that mobs won't spawn. You just saw I got one, and I've got torches all over the place. Eventually, you might see something, but again, you're mitigating. Think about it that way. You're mitigating the chances of mobs. And rarely, actually, I'm not even sure. I'll have to go look. Well, I don't know why. He might have actually come out of a cave that I didn't bottle up. That might have happened. But for the most part, I run down here, especially in the narrow passages. So that's the good thing. I don't think I've ever seen a mob in the narrow passages. Those wide open areas, generally you got to watch out for. But usually I don't run in. I've been playing, like I said, this game for 30 hours. And that's the first mob I've actually seen. And I've seen nothing up in my house. My house has been extremely safe. and I've seen nothing. All right, so one more final tip I want to give you, and I'll make some more. If you like this video, I can make some more tips. We can get into more depth. What I want to talk about is when you're out adventuring, and eventually you're going to get that urge. I mean, there may be some people that have the ability just to sit in their house the entire time, but not me. I mean, you want to get out. Gosh, here we go. I'll get stuck on this thing. You get out and you want to run around. Now, like I said, there's two big tips I have for adventuring. Number one, stay away from the mountains and the hills. You have so many blind spots that can get you killed right away because you got those creepers, and as you know, mobs can survive under trees. There might be 3 or 4 in there, and you can't, you don't have a line of sight. Also, you could run into a patrol. That's really bad. That's probably the worst case scenario. You run into a patrol and you will be dead. So you want to run out. If you're like, for instance, in this world, you can see, I mean, look how I built my railroad track. I didn't build it in the trees. I like this. I've been playing this world. I always run this way and never go into the forest. The forest can get you killed. You have to be careful. If you have to run out, if you want to adventure, stick to open areas where you have good lines of sight. Line of sight is what gets you killed. That's what gets you killed in Minecraft. Not having a good line of sight, you can't see. Now, one way I do it is, let's say you want to go, you see something in the forest you want. Well, what I kind of do is kind of walk up and survey the scene a little bit, kind of look around, and then let's say I wanted something in here, I come up here, do my business, get out. You don't start running around in here. No, you just get out, get in, get out. It's not that you can't go in. It's kind of safe in this area. You get in, get out. Don't linger around. That is a huge, huge danger. You do not want to just linger around here. And like I said, you're probably going to have a creeper, or you're going to get jumped and you're going to die. So you have to be really, really careful. And the other thing is, don't be out at night. I'm breaking my own rule, and this may get me killed. We'll see. I'm going to run because I wanted to show you guys something. This is a big threat. Breaking my own rules. Like I said, you're out at night. You should always, and that's the other thing. See, I'm thinking of things. Always look up in the sky and check and see what's going on. If it's getting low, you need to you need to get off. You need to get inside quick. Don't screw around outside at night. That has ended several of my Minecraft worlds. Now, I had this railroad track built, so it's pretty safe up here. I can just run this. And actually, what I'm going to do eventually is put torches down the entire length of this railroad. That's the other thing I like to do when I build a railroad. You put torches the entire length of it, and then you can feel pretty safe. Because I've had a few times, not many, but there are some times where I've been knocked off of my off the railroad by a skeleton archer or something, and that gets me. So again, it's always good to have plenty of torches. Don't be cheap on torches at all, because like I said, now you can see here, I started to light this area up. I've already started to do it here. And does it look like I've been cheap? No, I've put so many torches down. You can see, I don't even see any mobs right now. I mean, I'm running this. I don't see a lot. So, I mean, you will get them. You will get them out. Yeah, I mean, I don't care how many torches you put down. You're gonna eventually see. See, there's one right there. I mean, you will see them, but you'll just have far less. And I say that, and there's all over the place. What is going on here? And I'm breaking my own rule. I shouldn't be fighting these guys. But yeah, even if you put down a zillion torches, you'll still get mobs. There'll be less, but I made this as safe as possible. The other thing, too, is when you build a road, don't keep trees right next to it. I actually burned, you can see, this is where the lighter comes into play. I burned down a huge part of this forest so that I could run to my village in relative safety. And you can see it's really safe. And so you can see I've placed just a million torches, especially around the village too, to save the village. And that's the other thing. If you want to save a village, torch it up everywhere. You want the villagers, because you might need these villagers, especially if you need the tradesmen. And I don't know, did they die? Let's take a look. I'm a little worried here. I actually don't see them. Maybe they did get killed. It's not guaranteed they won't get killed. They might get raided, but, well, I don't know where they're at now. I hope they didn't die. I don't know. I'm looking inside. I'm not seeing anybody sleeping. Maybe they got killed. And it happens. There's no There is a full way to do. Oh no, they didn't. See, he's alive. There we go. So some of them are alive. I don't have the sound on right now, so I can't hear anything. But yeah, if you want to save the villages, put as many torches as you can down. See, there's a little. He probably came right from there. See, I didn't have a torch, and he was able to. I don't know. Maybe they're having a town hall meeting here, but you can see I can't find them. But yeah, so that's the other thing. You want to try to save the villagers if you can, because there's tradesmen in here, and it's just generally a good idea to try to save them if you can. I spent a lot of torches here to do that, and I'm hoping it worked. There's a dog, and I think it did. All right, well, that's going to really do it. If you guys like this video, please subscribe, and if you want me to do more tutorials on hardcore survival, I certainly will. There's definitely more topics to cover in terms of all the trades and other things you can do. And I could do an exploration video. There's definitely ways I've done that. I've gone a long way. If you look at if you watch my series, my hardcore series, I've traveled a huge distance. So there's ways to survive that too. So, okay, thanks as always for watching.